Hey guys, so today I'm going to be taking out these dreads that I have in from Sammii Synthetics. I will link her store, her Facebook, all of her information down below in the description. I've had them in for a whopping 7 weeks. That is the longest that I've ever had dreads in. There are people who leave their synthetic dreads in for longer, and there are people who only wear their synthetic dreads for a weekend or for about a week. And you can see that my hair has changed a lot. The white toner that was in my hair has completely washed out, so it's back to being a little bit on the yellow side. The red dye in my ear tails has gone, and of course my roots are starting to grow in, or they have actually already grown in a lot. But for whatever reason, I still really liked how the set looked as everything was starting to grow out, and so I just kept it in for extra long. And so that means that taking these dreads out is going to be a little bit different than my previous video that I did recently on removing synthetic dreads, because the set that I had in for that video, if you have not seen it, you can see it here. I'll have an annotation link, and I'll also link it in the description. But in that video, my dreads had only been in for a couple weeks, and so when your dreads are only in for a couple weeks, it's easier to brush out your hair. You have less hair coming out. It's just generally a little bit easier to transition, but with dreads having been in for so long, technically what starts to happen is that your real hair kind of starts to stick a little bit to the synthetic dreads. Some people say that their hair starts to dread itself, their real hair. My hair never really does that because I have hair that is not the right texture for natural dreads, or not the best texture recommended. And so my hair doesn't really dread, it just kind of sticks together a little bit. And so that makes brushing out a little bit more tricky. And so because of that, because I don't want to deal with tearing through my hair a bunch, I think what I might do is actually put a hair mask over the curls, hydrating, deep conditioning one. One, to kind of do some moisture treatment on it, and two, to make it easier to brush out. But we'll see how I feel. And so before I take these out, I would like to just show you guys how I'm wearing them right now. And so this is a little bit of an updated version of a very simple style that I do. I have several how I style my dread videos out, but this is something new that I've never done before that I started doing with this set. And so yeah, I'm not going to do a how I styled the Pure Gore set just because that's the only new thing that I have done. If you would like to see how I usually wear my dreads on a daily basis, you can go check out my other videos. I'll have annotation links here to all of them, and I'll also have them in the description if you want to check them out. Alright, so now we are finally ready to get into removing these. Let's do it. halfway through just because I don't know if you guys can notice, but it's taking me a little bit longer to take these out. It's a little bit more of a struggle. And I think it's because, one, they've been in for so long, but two, because of the bands that I used. So for the first time, I decided to try using clear rubber bands. And so I don't have the back to these anymore, so I can't tell you the brand. I wouldn't anyway, because I wouldn't want any of you guys to use these. But they're just clear hair ties, and they are, like, they got the job done, you know? And I wanted to use clear for these because I didn't want to have like black rubber bands or even just like an off-white or something. I wanted it to be a pretty seamless install, but they're making removing the dreads really difficult. You guys have maybe been noticing that part of the way that I'm cutting them off is taking the scissors right up against the dread and like getting underneath it and cutting it that way, which is not the best way to do it. I definitely don't recommend it just because it's risky to the dread. You can accidentally cut into the dread and that can damage the integrity of it. You can accidentally cut your hair. I've been really careful about this. I have snagged my hair once, and I think I snagged part of a dread once, but these fucking bands, it's like what will happen is you'll cut it and you'll try and pull it and it'll just snap. So you'll get like little bits at a time. And so they're just really fucking shitty. And so I've had people ask if I've ever had bands snap or fall off during when I'm wearing them, and I had never had any up until this install. I saw one dread that didn't have any on them anymore. I usually have two. And I'm lucky that my hair is long enough that the braid will stay on until I take it off. But if your hair is short enough and your bands snap, your braid can just unravel and your dread will fall out really easily. I think I might make a video about the best brands to use for bands for installing dreads. I didn't think of that until now, but I think it is a good topic to know, especially for beginners if you're not sure where to look. But that's it'll take a little bit more time than I want to do for this video. Secondly, while I'm stopped, I think what I'm going to do is I'm feeling that my hair is really matted together. I can tell this is going to take a lot of work to get out. So my original plan for this video was to show you guys how much hair comes out when you brush your hair after installing dreads. I've had a few people request that a couple times, asking to see how much hair comes out after you brush out your hair from installing dreads. But I think what I'm going to have to do is the thing that I talked about, which is putting a conditioning hair mask on and then working the curls out that way, just because I really don't want to sit here and like struggle through. And so I'll probably have to leave that video for the next time I take dreads out, just because it's going to take a little bit longer. It's not gonna be as easy to show the hair that all comes out. But for now, this video is already a little bit too long, and I need to spend some extra time working out the curls. So I'm glad that we could touch on this to let you guys know that the longer your dreads are installed for, the longer it can take to take them out. I've had it where it takes like 15 minutes because I've only had my dreads in for like 2 weeks. But here it's taking a lot longer, but that's okay. Alright, so I'm gonna finish this and I will talk to you guys when I'm done. Okay, so I'm finally done taking out my dreads. It took about an hour, I think, maybe a little bit more. I didn't really keep track. I never really keep track when I do my hair, and people always ask me how long it takes, and then I never really have a definitive answer. I think I need to just start timing it so I can actually put in, this took 2 hours and 15 minutes or some shit. But yeah, it's done. So these curls, blonde curls, Super bouncy, super cute. Yeah, like I said, the white toner washed out. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell. I can tell that it's a little bit yellow. And that's something that I kind of knew. I knew that if you have product in your hair and then you wash your dreads, the product does wash out. And so since I had toner that is not permanent, then it did wash out. I'm going to try the deep conditioning mask on the curls right away to see if that helps make brushing them out easier, or I guess combing them out if my hair's going to be wet. If it works well, then maybe in the future I'll do it again and show you guys in the video, but for now I'm just going to try it on my own, see what happens. Alright, so that is it for this video. Sorry that it kind of lost direction a little bit more rambly than I had intended, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. I always have people commenting on the full hair transformation videos, kind of which parts are their favorite, and so I try to kind of make some videos that are more about removing the dreads and some videos that are more about installing the dreads, just so that everybody can kind of see their favorite part of the transformation in between the ones that are the full, all the way from one dread set to another dread set transformation videos. Don't forget that you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'll have links down below with everything, along with the music that was used in this video during the sped up parts. So if you want to know what the music was, check the top of the description. And of course, feel free to subscribe if you're not already. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!